What's up, guys? How's it going? Thanks for watching my video. Some of you may know me. If you don't know me, my name is Jesse Legault. I run a little fabrication company here in Calgary, Alberta called Titan Fabrication. I've been working on drift cars and competing on and off for about 6-7 years now. I'm going to be starting a new segment called Titan Builds a Pro Car. Now, the reason I'm building another chassis is my old car is still good. Nothing really wrong with it. I just want to start new. Want a fresh start. Would also like to showcase the fabricating skills that I've developed over the years. When people are looking at getting work done, they're going to be looking at a cage that's, up to date and it's not 5-6 years old. So, a chance to showcase a bit of my fab skill and just have everything up to date. Fresh start, fresh motor, fresh car. I'm just wanting to chase that pro dream, as most of us drifters would like to do. Have fun along the way and hopefully get a Pro 2 license at some point. So. We compete in Spec D in Edmonton, Alberta at Castle Raceway, so make sure you check them out at Spec. I don't know. I'll throw their hashtags here or their links here. Spec D Drift Series is awesome. Make sure you check them out. Lots of good drivers there. But yeah, basically we're building another car. So let me give you a little history lesson. So I got my hands on another S13. What's funny about the car is that I'd actually done some tube front end work on it already. A client of mine had deemed the chassis too rusted out after I had done the work, so the car basically paid me money. He was going to crush it, and I just figured might as well save a car instead of letting it go to the junkyard. They don't make these cars obviously anymore, so also drift tax is going up, so my chance to get a free car. Hey, let's do it. That being said, there was a lot of work that needed to be done, and the chassis was pretty rusted out. So I'll throw a couple pictures up right around here somewhere. Just of the build as we've been going along. I've been documenting this whole build for the last month, and I went to go look at the GoPro footage, and something has happened with the SD card. It's corrupt, so we're doing our best to recover that footage to show it to you guys. But I will show you the car as it sits now. Basically dive right into it. The floor pans had to be replaced. The tube front that I had done was already good, but it was sitting outside and there was grass growing through, so there was surface rust growing on that too already, even though it was already replaced in fresh steel. So working off the front end, we did a little bit more tube work, some gussets. We tubbed out the front, and then we tubbed out the back, and we're going to be running a fuel cell, so we made a bulkhead and all that. So let me walk around the car, and I'll kind of go into a bit more detail of what's been done so far and what we're going to be doing for the 2020 build. Hopefully by the time I'm debuting, or not debuting, but showing you guys these videos, hopefully the car will already have a cage in it. So let's walk around the car and I will show you where we're at right now. So there's the car. Another S chassis. We'll just dive right into it. Starting at the back. So we got both the bash bar pickup points here. One there, one there. These tubes actually run inside the frame rail, so it's 1 3/4 dom, runs inside the frame rail up to about here. We're probably going to run like a pin or something for a quick release. So we're ready for bash bars back there. I've cut out all the factory, like where the tank goes and the spare tire. It's all been kind of modified to fit a fuel cell, so I'm going to be cutting a big hole in here for their fuel cell. So that's been done. Deleted all the factory fuel neck and all of that area, so it looks uniform. So new tubs on both sides. Looks uniform. Got a bulkhead there for the containment of our fuel cell, so I'm not exposed to any kind of fuel. Yeah, probably be a jack point here. If the bash bar is ever off the car, we can still use it and it'll still be functional. Be able to jack off of there. These arches have been redone. They were absolutely butchered before. That might not look perfect now, but compared to what it looks really good. It's good enough for me to mount an over fender. It's all been rhino lined and sealed up on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's all been coated underneath, right? So we're trying to keep water and smoke out of the car as much as we can. So these have been redone, ready for over fenders. Rocker panels have been patched in a couple spots because they were pretty destroyed as well. I'm going to be running side skirts, so we'll be covering that stuff up anyway. I just wanted to have nice sound material, metal from front to back. I don't want to be dealing with any kind of rust or weak spots in the car's chassis. So that being said, the car was sitting outside, had grass growing through the floor pans, so I didn't have a choice. I had to replace these floor pans. So it's not modified in any way. It's just literally a new chunk of steel put in. You know, you're going to be bolting your seat down here. You don't want to be having any kind of weak points or having to just, you know, do where your feet is and the rest of it is still crap, right? So it's been cut out from basically here to there. It's all been replaced and freshened up. We did the seam sealer around all the joints. So like I said, we're trying to keep water out of the car. So yeah, everything's been freshened up. Looking at the front of the car, the tube front end was already done, like I was saying. So I just added a bit more tubing and some gussets. So this tube here is new, and then a gusset, and then we added some tubs. Obviously these plates here to keep water out of the engine bay. All the factory seams have all been buffed down and spot welded, so basically like a stitch weld. Frame rails were treated. This front subframe's been taken out and plated. The rack has been moved 20 mil forward. We're running like the Nismo style power brace, so I plated underneath of these tension rod pickup points. Added a chunk of tube there. We got our slip fit up front for our bash bars, so we're ready to mount a bash bar up front. An 1 3/4 dom as well, so I'm going to try to utilize 1 3/4 dom all over the car, including the cage. Some of it might be 1.5 inches for smaller sections. Lower control arms have been extended 40 mil and plated underneath. They have also been treated. So, you know, I'm just starting to put things back on the car. The whole chassis is getting painted at the same time, so I'll probably have to remove all this stuff again. But that being said, I just want to make sure everything's fitting and it's more organized when it's all on the car. So that's it. That's the new car. So I do have an idea for motor. Not gonna really say anything yet. There's a couple of options. I need to speak with my engine builder and tuner and make sure that he's on board with whatever my choice may be, because he's gonna be the one building it for me. The subframe in the rear has already been taken out and plated. It's just primed, so it's ready for solid aluminum subframe bushings, and probably run a upper adjustable control arm, and then the rest of them I'll probably just do myself. I just want to be able to adjust camber in the rear. But yeah, that's the car. So moving forward, I'm just going to be obviously building a cage, so that's going to be either the next episode or one after. And then today I'm probably just going to be mocking up a couple pieces, painting some more stuff. I'm going to paint this bulkhead, just get it done with. It's aluminum, and I don't want that glare coming back at me when I'm driving. So we're just going to make it like a flat black. Probably throw some taillights in there, just a couple bolts here and there. Maybe the little garnish that goes underneath the taillights. Probably cut the Lexan for these quarter panels. We're approaching a weekend, so I'm just going to do little odds and ends until we get the cage tubing, and then the next big thing would be the cage. Once the cage is done, we can really start focusing on, you know, mocking up the motor. Once that's done, we can paint the chassis and then start thinking about aesthetics and interior and seat and all that stuff. So there's a lot of work to do, so bear with me. I'm excited to have another car. I like building cars, but I also like driving them, and I've been running the same chassis here for a while. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll probably still, you know, get some seat time in it while I'm building this, but I don't want to have to rush or cut corners or anything. So just want a fresh build, something I can showcase the fab skill and hopefully take me to approach the atmosphere. So let's just get started, and I'll basically pick up with anything I'm doing from here on out. Let's do it. Well, that was a somewhat productive day. I put the taillights in, the garnish that goes underneath, prime that, painted the bulkhead black, and then I cut both of these Lexan windows, and you can see the holes here. I was told that they're going to be hard to get the proper curvature, being that it's kind of round and in a triangle. I fought with it and got it pretty close, and just made the decision that it looked like shit. So it's actually going to be going on the inside of the window, the inside of the car, and probably just have like studs that run on like a strip that go through everything and then sandwich it together. So I think it'll look, I don't know, different. Should look okay. And then I was thinking of running louvers anyway over top of this. They're not going to be functional louvers, but just looks cool. I think that I will make a functional louver here though. Draw some air in. The fuel tank's going to be back here, so if we can keep the fuel cool and you know, at least have some ventilation coming through the back with all the tire smoke, which is why I kind of left the back open here. I'm also wanting to kind of run the tailpipes up and out the back of the car, like in this area, kind of like a GT40, like a Ford GT, or like the old 65 or 68 GT race car they had, Ford GT. Might even just throw a picture up here somewhere. And then I have a spare hatch that had the window already blown out of it, so I'm going to be using this, and I have a chunk of Lexan that's actually going to fit, I think, just over here, whatever's left of that sheet. So I'll have enough to fill in this section here, and then what I'm going to want to do is make some kind of lip so that when I open and close the hatch, it seals up nice on here. So it'll be a bit of fabbing and probably a bit of foam, but this will probably all be clear. And then I don't know what I'll do here. Maybe some more louvers, maybe even just sheet metal. We'll see when I get there. Not sure where I'm going to run the battery yet, but I think the only thing that I want back here is really the fuel. I might even put the battery like behind the passenger seat, or even like right here, to just kind of balance the weight out of me when I'm sitting there. So yeah, not a crazy video by any means, but next time I come out, I'm gonna have hopefully the tube, and I can start making the roll cage. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm just going to keep building this car and dropping content however and whenever I can. So thanks again. See you guys later.